Hey everyone, it is RevTrev on Kempner Canucks. It is the 2024-2025 season. Let's go! I am so stoked for this year. Cannot wait. Well, I mean, not wait. It's already on. And as you know, I do live streams after every single game, but I had to delay my live streams because I went on vacation. I missed opening night. I was at game 2, and tonight we're going to be talking about the Vancouver Canucks, baby. What a game to go to. Oh my goodness. I have a special guest tonight, so you don't want to miss out. So I'll be talking about the game. We're going to be talking about just everything Canucks tonight. And so welcome to the channel, everyone. If you haven't taken a moment to hit the like and subscribe, please do. I love making Canucks content that is passionate, realistic, and honest. And if we're honest, there was some good, some bad, and some ugly in regards to going to the game because the Canucks lost in overtime. Actually, in shootouts, I should say. I should change that. Shootouts. So shootout, they lost 3-2 to the Philadelphia Flyers. And so being at the game was fantastic. It was fun. Just really, really enjoyed myself and was able to go with my wife. We had a fantastic evening together. And so, yeah, so we're going to be doing all kinds of fun stuff tonight. So if you haven't followed me on my socials, hit the Instagram, Facebook page, X, YouTube, all under Kempner Canucks. And hit the like and subscribe, everyone, because I love making Canucks content. I love the new shades. I tried to get these last year during the playoffs. They were all sold out. Went to the game Friday night. And I'm like, I'm getting myself some shades. Aren't these nice? These are so sweet. Anyways, I wanted to start the night off with some bling, with some glasses. And I already put indents in my nose. That is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So the big question I want to ask you tonight is this. After the first 2 games, do you think the Canucks are contenders? They're still contenders, or they're just pretenders this season? Post it in the comments, everyone. Normally, I jump on at about 9:30 tonight. I can't do that because I'm going live on Canuck Clay's 24-hour stream. I'm going to be a guest on one of his stream slots. So, okay. So we got to do this before. So I know a lot of you are like, hey, how come you're going early? Because whether you're watching this later or now, hit the like and subscribe, and let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of the Philadelphia Flyers game. Well, let's first talk about the Calgary game. How do you lose when you're up 4-1 in the first period? Just saying. To the garbage Flames? Are you kidding me right now? That was awful. Well, I was on the cruise, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I was fully expecting us to win like 5-2, 4-1, something like that. I look, and we were winning 4-1 after the first period, losing 6-5 in overtime. That's awful. I'm sorry. I know you're sitting there going, hey, you know what? It's just game 1. No, it's against the Flames. That's unacceptable. Good news, we got a point. Good news against the Flyers is really that we got a point. So we got 2 points. That's cool. That I mean, getting points is important. Now we wanted 2, we got 1. So now we got 2 1s and we're good. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I'm a little nervous. That's why I'm asking this big question after the first 2 games. Do you think the Canucks are contenders or pretenders this season? So let's talk about the good. The first one is the positive takeaway is that we got a point. End of story. We got a point. But the Edler retirement ceremony was so well done. My wife and I had just been on a 4-day cruise, been in San Diego overnight, and flew back, and literally everything that could get delayed got delayed. We were at the airport. We were sitting on the tarmac for, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, not sure. I think it was 30. I think it was 45 minutes. And all the planes there were so many planes on the tarmac. When we were finally flying out, there was 9 other planes waiting to get in to move. There was so much because there was so much fog that day. So Friday, I'm like, we got to fly into Vancouver because I still got to take the SkyTrain from the airport down, guys and girls, down to the game. So my wife and I have luggage. We're on the SkyTrain. We're trying to go down, and we get on the SkyTrain. We're going down. We're about 3 stops before the game, the stadium SkyTrain stop, and it literally stopped. And because we had to switch SkyTrain. Anyways, long story, we got delayed again. We were just standing there. The thing was so packed with people. People were getting out, walking to the stadium. It was going to be a 16 to 20 minute walk. And we waited. And a guy says, I don't know if I should stay in longer. And my friend Steve says, hey, it's about a 16-minute walk. And he just walked out. He walked down. And then it goes, ding, ding, ding. And the gate closes and goes. And we're like, oh, my goodness, the guy just left. Anyways, could have cut another train. So we get to the stadium. We're booking it around because we have luggage. Did you know at gate 6, you get luggage, guys, girls? Do you know that you could drop off your luggage? You get people just drop off their bags, luggage, all that kind of stuff outside of the game. They take care of it all night, and then you go pick it up after the game. I didn't know that either. I had called ahead. They said, yeah, we do that free of charge. What a blessing. Thank you, Canucks. So we got there just in time. I mean, I'm talking about just in time for the Alex Edler retirement ceremony. It was fantastic. If you were there, let me know if you think that was awesome or not. I thought it was really, really well done. Absolutely well done, man. That is so cool. By the way, big shout out, Major, welcome. Thank you for gifting a membership here already. What a blessing. Getting the season started right with a donation. I appreciate it. And Callum, I did not grab a Costco hot dog because we were going to be late for the game. But the library pub has amazing smash burgers and the best French fries you've ever eaten. So that was pretty cool. Okay. Andrew says, wasn't there, but it definitely brought a tear to my eye. That's cool. Yeah. Steve, you were on the thing. I was like, ding, ding, ding. Sounds familiar. Yes, we were on the SkyTrain together and trying to get back. You were going home. I was going to the game. And so glad. And yes, Andrew had a great vacation. But you think that we got this. So you're saying the Canucks are contenders, just a little bit of rust and some chemistry building. You're not worried. But you're saying that She Loves did not have first good game. You're right. Okay. Let's talk about more of the good. Guys, I don't know about you, but I've got a fever. And the only way to only antidote for that fever is some more Höglander, baby. Höglander's goal was unbelievable. What a snipe, what an effort. I've been saying this since last year. He doesn't need to play in the top 6 to score goals. And that is a really, really huge advantage that we have compared to everyone else, right? It's definitely a massive advantage that we have. And it's so great to know. It's just so great to know that we have a guy that can play bottom 6 minutes and still score 20 to 25 goals this season. It is so exciting. And we're going to talk a little bit more about him in just a second. But I wanted to stop and I was making videos on Santa Barbara Beach, guys. That's how dedicated and addicted I am to this stupid. That's not stupid, but this streaming, these videos, this channel, and I forgot to mention, like, I didn't even know that Höglander had gotten a $3 million deal. I saw the Pullman trade, and then I didn't go get the other stuff. So here we are, guys, girls. Höglander $3 million. That is awesome. What a raise. Congrats on the raise, Nails. Excuse me. And so, man, I don't know. I just love that he's on our team. I love the progression we're seeing. I loved his effort. Now, last night when I was at the game, my wife was there with me, of course. And she's in the graphic, by the way, there, the thumbnail. And I told her, I said, listen, honey, see that number 53 guy, Bluger? I said, he's really, like, he's a good player, but he rarely scores. I mean, he rarely scores. And I'm telling you right now, Bluger had a great game, and he had a great goal, and he had a glorious chance. He could have had 2 goals last night as well. I was really impressed, obviously, always about his defensive play, face-offs, his physicality. But last night, offensively, I felt like Bluger, that was one of the better games that I saw Bluger. So that's definitely, if we're talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly, a positive takeaway was Teddy Bluger, which you got to have those third, fourth line guys going, or you can't win games. Okay, then let's go back to Höglander and Garland. Guys, I know they're undersized. They're really, like, it's noticeably, like, the Flyers looked really big. The Flyers looked really big, but the work ethic and the skill is noticeably good. When you go to the games, it's one thing to watch it on TV. It's another thing to be in the arena and just watch those guys work their magic. I was so impressed by both of them. And then I was impressed by Ratu as well. That was, I believe, his second NHL game in the Vancouver Canucks uniform. That was fun. So that was another good thing that happened. Another one was the Susie hit. That was monster. Like, it was like Zadorov. Like, I couldn't believe it. It was on my end, and he leveled them, and it was just like, wow, that was phenomenal. So what a hit. That was definitely a good thing. Now let's talk a little bit about Lankinen. Okay. Lankinen's performance in his regular season debut as a Canuck, I should say, just to clarify, between 1 and 10, 10 being elite to 1 being awful. Rate it in the comments right now what you think Lankinen's performance was like last night against the Flyers, because there were moments where he was spectacular, moments where I felt he was shaky. But post in the comments what you would rate him between 1 and 10, 1 being awful, 10 being elite. Post in the comments right now. I'm speaking of comments, I'm just going to dive into this. But Andrew, right? We all love our big hog. Höglander is so good. By the way, Höglander, PD, DeBrusk is the line to make. You know what? I don't think they're going to do that. And in fact, they broke up the DeBrusk, PD, and Sprong line during that game. And they put Garland up in the top 6. So they don't have a plan right now to put Höglander up there. So, and then let's go here. We got to change Meyer's nickname from Chaos Giraffe to Zoolander. Callum, we were talking about you last night in the game. We saw something that looked like you, and we're like, hey, it's Callum, but it wasn't. Speaking of which, I was able to go see Lucas Gates, Blazers fan 22, Justin, incredible. Loved seeing all you guys. If we're ever at a game and we can meet up or do another watch party together, I'm so interested. Would love to do that with you guys, with you girls. I need to plan one sooner than later. But man, it was a great game to go to. Major says Hogs is probably one of the best bottom six in the league. I agree. He is way mismatched versus almost every team, and this is a huge advantage. It's really like having an extra cylinder. And here's the other thing that nobody talks about, and I'm going to probably talk about this all season, is that he honestly, when he goes to the boards and it's the puck battles, often he wins them. Like we're talking, he's going in against the Giants, the big defenseman, and he comes out with the puck. Not only his work ethic, but his just will to get it, like will to overcome. Like his whole career, when you're smaller, you have to overcome a lot of obstacles, and he's the guy that does that consistently, night in, night out. And yeah, you said the same thing at the preseason game I went to. Just amazing to watch live. So Andrew's also saying that he's given Lankinen a 8.9. Callum is saying that Lanky was a solid 9. Dreamer's in the building. He gives him a 7. Steve, wish you were at the game with me, but Lank was 8 out of 10. That's very respectable. Awesome save of the night, but beat twice through the 5-hole in the shootout. Yeah, he wasn't great in the shootout, but yeah, that was interesting. And then Hogs with Sprong could be interesting. Yeah, that's what the third line's going to be. That's going to be probably there because he is a pit bull. And Brian's watching the Canadian women rugby on TSN. Great match. I haven't watched any of that. I'm busy streaming, but welcome. Monty is in the building. Hogs and Joshua, when Joshua's healthy, will produce big time for the team. I agree. My doppelganger is cursed with being ridiculously good looking. I love it. And Monty says Lank was 7 at best. Okay, so let's dive into, before I get my guest on in a few minutes, I want to talk about the bad and the ugly about last night. So the bad would be the concerning moments, the concerning things, some things that I was like, yeesh, like, yeesh, one of those kind of things. JT Miller, in my opinion, did not have a great night. Looked very tired at the end of the game, and his shootout effort was not good enough. He was exhausted by the end of the night, and I was kind of surprised. He played some tough minutes for sure, don't get me wrong, but wasn't the normal JT Miller I'm used to seeing. There were some moments where I'm like, yeah, that's JT. But here's the thing. Yeah, he just wasn't himself. He wasn't himself. I was quite surprised. By the way, did you like the opening intro? This is squirrel moment for a second. ADHD. I've got brand new intro video, brand new outro video for this season. I hope you like it. I put a lot of time into it. Okay, so JT Miller, that was I wouldn't say I'm concerned going forward. I was concerned during the game. And then we had every opportunity to win this game and didn't. And that's just a bad look for the Vancouver Canucks. I'm very concerned about that. Now, why didn't we win this game? We should have. We should have won in the shootouts. We should have won before that. In the overtime, we held the puck way too long. We just felt like it was like pass, possession, keep the puck, keep the puck, keep the puck, keep the puck. Don't shoot. Are you kidding me? Shoot the puck. And you know what? I know fans, they're tired of they're tired of watching these players just not shoot the puck. And I know you're looking for a quality chance. You're looking to end the game. Let me just quickly switch to that. I do think, though, fans got to use more hockey IQ. There was a number of great fans around me. I mean, lots of great fans in the building. There was a couple that were quite interesting. And I understand it. Before I kind of poo-poo on the fans a little bit, because you know me, I love Canuck fans. But I understand there's people that are still kind of new to the game or think they know the game really well, but though their comments, and just because they're loud doesn't mean they're right. And there was times where people were saying things like, and that's one of the things that the Canucks fans, or every player mentions, is that they just don't love it when people are yelling shoot. And I know as fans we're getting frustrated, but no player likes that. So as I think we need to use better hockey IQ as a fan instead of yelling shoot. Now I want, I've been guilty of this a lot in my life. Okay. But they know what they're doing. I do not. So I just got to remind myself. Another time is there was this guy behind me. They started the JT Miller chant when JT Miller wasn't even on the ice. And I'm like, I know you need some attention. I get it. But that's just a bad moment. It's it's embarrassing, man. Like I was kind of cringing hearing that. And they're like, JT Miller. I'm like, and people were literally around them saying, he's not even on the ice, bro. He's like, JT Miller. I'm like, so I thought that was a bad part of the game. It wasn't the game itself. It was the fans, some of the fans. That same fan also was yelling at Pettersson to shoot the puck. And then when he did, then you could literally hear him. He's so loud, you could hear him for like 6 rows. And he was like, oh, he's such a garbage shot. And it's like, well, you just told him to shoot. So which one is it? Do you shoot the puck or do you not shoot the puck? And when you shoot the puck, it's still not good enough. Like, that's some things I do think some of us fans just need to cheer them on. But the criticism is brutal. Speaking of criticism, guys, Pettersson is under a lot of fire. And I want you to know very clearly that I have no problem, like I've been saying for a number of years now, that I'd have no problem if a player gets paid. I had no problem that Pettersson got paid. If that's what you deserve, that's great. But what bothers me is when you don't produce. And this is what the fans in the first 2 games were sitting there and going, you know what? We're not okay with this. We're not okay with this. He doesn't look good enough. He got knocked down. There was one incident he got knocked down the corner 3 times in a row. Got back up, kept fighting. I appreciated that. I actually didn't think he had an awful game. A lot of us were saying that it was awful. I didn't think he was awful. He had some beautiful passes. Did he have some turnovers? Was he the best I've seen? Absolutely not. I do agree that it is concerning that he's not dominant. And you just paid him $11.6 million for multi-years, a long time, and he's got to turn it around. What I'm worried about is that he's worth like 8 and we gave him 11.6. And I hope he proves me wrong, but I'm just saying, like, how many games in a row I'm done protecting Pettersson. He's got the big contract. He's got the expectations. Now, just reminder, he said there's no one that has more expectations than him. So, yeah. So, but in saying all of that, if he would have scored in the third period with just a few minutes remaining, he had that breakaway down, shot it, and the Philadelphia goalie got a piece of it. Man, he would have went from 0 to hero, guys. 0 to hero. So I don't know what your thoughts about Pettersson are. Post in the comments. I'd love to connect with you about it. And then players that were just okay were Heinen, Suter, Sprong had a few good moments. A lot of bad ones. Got demoted to the third line. Sherwood, he was okay. He wasn't great. There was a couple moments I thought, oh, okay, that's cool. Nice hit there. Nice move. Yeah. Had a shot on goal, which he would have scored. And honestly, another play that was okay, and I put it in brackets, is because Quinn Hughes, I expect to dominate every night. And not that he takes over every game. His skating is impeccable. So when I say he was okay, it was okay for Quinn Hughes standards. He wasn't phenomenal. He turned the puck over a number of times. So that was a little disappointing. But, you can't be on every single night. I totally understand that, but that was my take. I'm going to dive into some comments here, and then we're going to get into the ugly, and what I'm worried about. Okay. And just a reminder, just like Andrew says, smash that like button, everyone. Yeah, actually, Juleson was looking way better and consistent out there. I'm a huge Noah Juleson fan, so I like that. Oh, speaking of which, everyone, I got to go back to here is the oh yeah, that's in the next segment. That's in the next segment. Okay, let's just quickly go to some of these things. JT was upset after the fight with Mantha. Okay. Philly becoming a decent team with good coaching. I agree. How much were my tickets and which part of the rink were you at? You and Mrs. Rev's seats. Okay, so I was in section 102, row 18, seat 10 and 11. I got them off of the app Tick Picks. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, but Tick Picks, what I like about that site is it's all in. The prices are all in. There's not extra fees around it. And so I got them for $106 a piece. And so, yeah, I thought that was really good for Lower Bowl Friday night, Philadelphia Flyers. Very, very happy to get that. So we loved our seats. It was great. I've got lots of footage. I was hoping to put together a video with all the highlights. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to do that. But yeah, so that's how much my stuff was. So the fight with Mantha tilted JT, right? Glad I'm not the only one who feels this way. Yeah, about is that about JT or about Pettersson? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky / Michael Scott. Toe picked himself on the blue line once too. Yeah, I know. I think you're talking about Hughes, right? For the fan part, I might be one of them to tell him to shoot and not shoot. Jarvis, listen, I get it. I've done it before too. We need to just stay calm in those moments. I know we want to score more than we want them to shoot. So, but we need to shoot. So Marcus, he needs some weight to put on him. Too light. Yeah, Pettersson is just too light. Is Greedy Petey worth 4 times Hoaglander's? I would say so far, no, but I think in the long run, the answer is yes. I think in this season, it's probably going to be yes. Maybe not 4 times, more like 2 times. But we'll see. Maybe he's worth 3 times. I have full confidence that Petey will eventually get out of this slump and be better than expected. I hope you're right. It's probably a mental level he will go through. With Rutherford, Nevin, if he doesn't produce, he'll be traded. Yeah, I mean, Pettersson has a no trade clause. You can't have a no trade clause until next season. So technically, he still can be traded, I believe, this season. So we'll see. We'll see. What part of the arena were you? I was behind the opposing goal for 2 of them, and I saw the game-winning goal in the shootout. So that was the area I was on, Stephen. Jarvis said, I'm pretty sure most players last night were just okay, in my opinion. That's a good point. Hey, Jeevan, welcome. Good to have you here. Well, Petey has 80 games to get it in gear. I agree. Can't wait until half-sack Joshua and Dumko are back in the mix. I agree, too. Great deal value. Yeah, great deal in value for Hoaglander. What are your thoughts on DeBrusk so far? I've really enjoyed watching him. I love his grit. I love that he has offensive upside. He's actually everything that I was hoping he'd be. So we'll see. Oh, you meant Alvin. With Rutherford and Alvin, if Pettersson doesn't produce, he'll be traded. Yeah, he might be. Richard, sorry, Trev, he's not worth the 11. And you know what? You might be right, Richard. You might be right. Vancouver might have overpaid, and it might hurt for a while. Okay, so that's very, very possible. So yeah. Yeah. So here we go. Sprong and DeBrusk have been pretty good so far. I do agree with that. Sprong struggled last night. That's why he got demoted to the 3rd line. Okay, let's go to the right before my guest comes on, we're going to just do the ugly. And what I'm worried about, what's very concerning to me, was the Tyler Myers injury. It looked brutal and awful. And what sucked was we only played with 5 defensemen the whole night. And actually, that's another thing that I wanted to put in the good, was I felt like Forbert actually played well. I think Susie played well. Susie played really well. Not only did he get the hit, he was icing the puck on the penalty kill. I thought he was really hard to play against. So I really liked Forbert's play and Susie. But that Tyler Myers injury, yikes, that hurt. So yeah, so that just leads to the next question. Should the Canucks trade for a right-handed shot defenseman if Myers is out for a while? Now, Steve mentioned already here, where was it? That the good news from last night is that Myers is only day-to-day, could have been worse. I just don't really trust the Canucks when it comes to their day-to-day or lower body injury or will be back before the next round of the playoffs, because here we are and Demko's still hurt and Joshua was hush, and I get it, it's really personal, but like I just don't trust what they say at this stage. So I'm not sure. I think he's going to be out for a while. That's just my personal opinion. But that is. But should the Canucks, post in the comments, do you think the Canucks should trade for a right-handed shot defenseman? I think they're just going to run with Hronek, Desharnais, and Juleson. And if we get another injury on that side, then we're going to make a trade. That's what I think, because they got Freeman there, and I'm not really sure how it's going to happen. So yeah, let me just I've just invited my guest to come and join me, and then I just want to get into a couple more comments. So DeBrusque reminds me of a faster, higher offensively talented version of Chris Higgins, and their day-to-day means that they don't know right now. That's right. And then I think that they are correct on day-to-day now. Talkett says they dodged a bullet. Well, yeah, again, I don't trust them. Okay. So guys, girls, so glad that you're at the stream. It's time for my special guest. Actually, it's my most special guest. It's my best friend. I want to introduce you to my wife. This is Ginny. Ginny, this is the stream.
Hello.
And everyone's going to be happy when Dell watches the video. Is going to be happy that Grogu is here. And so I wanted to bring you on. Well, I've been wanting you to be on the stream for a long time, but I wanted us to talk about the game because we went together. And I love going to the game with you. I just want you to know that. So we just celebrated 25 years of marriage. Many of you have wished us happy anniversary, and we want to thank you for that. So we were on the cruise together, and then we flew in from San Diego and went to the game. Tell me your experience. What did you like, not like? By the way, there's water in here if you need it.
Okay. It was fun. You know, we haven't been to a game together. I think, well, we were talking about it. I think it's before we had kids. Like, honestly, since we've had kids, I haven't been to a Canucks game. So it was fun to be back in the crowd and in the stadium. It was fun to hang out with you. You're the one that introduced me to sports. I knew nothing about anything sporty. Growing up, I played the piano and read books. That's about it. And then I met Trevor, and then he was like on the far spectrum of sports. Yeah. So, you know, now you're just like a normal sports guy. But
well, I wouldn't even say normal. I'm pretty crazy if you ask me.
Yeah, I had never been to any games until I met you. So anyways, it was fun. I had a good night. It was cool to be there. I thought the atmosphere was great. I think Canucks fans are really fun to like be amongst. And it was a good night. Yes.
And my wife and I have a lot of like little disagreements. Okay. One is she loves eating hot dogs. I hate hot dogs. Okay. My goal every year is not to eat any hot dogs. Okay. That's my goal. My wife's like, I'm craving a hot dog. I'm like, what? I think they taste fine. I always feel sick after. Okay. But you got a hot dog. You got a Canuck dog.
I got a Johnny Canuck. He's right. I love hot dogs. And I mean, like, Costco dog is like the dog that keeps on giving. Like you eat it and you burp it up for 3 days.
Ew.
And it's like
That's why I don't
you're
like
eating
it.
a hot
That's
dog
disgusting.
for 3 days. It's fun. Johnny Canuck, I didn't burp it up for a few days. I just enjoyed it. It was bacon wrapped. It was really good. I liked it.
This is so funny. I didn't burp it up for a few days. Yeah. Anyways, I'm like, get whatever you want. And she's like, I want a hot dog. I'm like, okay. And this is the other thing. When we go to games, I hate buying food. I don't like buying the prices, like spending the prices on food. I think they're so overpriced. I get why they do it. Your captive audience, they got to pay Pettersson $11.6 million, all the players, all the big money. I get it. But I don't like buying anything. I like buying merch, fun stuff, like this. I like buying that kind of stuff, but I don't like buying food. But my wife says she doesn't want to go unless we get food.
Yes. Because as much as fun as it is to watch a live game, it's not my passion. So I do find myself getting bored, especially at a baseball game.
Very boring baseball.
I find myself doing a lot of people watching, like even last night, Trevor will be like, oh, did you see that play? And I'm like, no, I was watching the dude like in the next section doing whatever he was doing. So I'm not entertained. The sporting event does not entertain me for the full 2 or 3 hours. But I love food, and stadium food is so fun. And so I like to get food. Yeah, I think it's like part of the experience. You get PTSD from spending so much on food.
You should tell them the story about when we went to the Mariners game. One
time we went to a Mariners game in Seattle, and like I was super hungry, and that was sort of when we were earlier married, and our communication wasn't the best. I knew that he didn't like getting food, and he knew that I liked getting food, but we never really discussed it. And we had to get lunch. We were both super hungry.
Yep.
So you went to get one thing and I went to get the other. And when I was in lineup, I thought, I'll get one of those really large pops for us to share. He thought the same thing. And I don't know, you pay like what, $10 a pop or something.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And I'll never forget walking towards Trevor, and he saw that I had purchased a pop and you had purchased a pop, and like it almost ruined his day, people. Seriously, he couldn't handle it. After that, I just said, look, if I can't eat food when we go watch a sporting event, I just don't want to go. Like, it's not worth it for me. I don't love the sports that much. And so we kind of came to that agreement that if I go to a sporting event, there is a high likelihood that I will buy something to eat. And you've just had to be okay with it, or else I just don't go.
That's kind of a funny thing about us, right?
Well, the sports entertainment isn't enough to draw me in. Honestly, I
know, and I'm there for the game. I care about the plays, what's going on. By the way, I noticed you missed one of the goals. You weren't paying attention, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we just got. You're like, what happened?
I do a ton of pretending, like when I'm in the stadium and everyone starts clapping, I'm like, oh yeah, and in my mind, I'm like, I have no idea what we're clapping for, but it's fun to be part of the crowd. So,
whatever. Our kids played hockey, so what offsides are and icing, right?
Yes. Most of the time. I mean, even watching my kids' sports, I like to talk to the other moms a lot and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, our kids are playing sports, and she's talking to the other parents.
Like, you missed my goal.
You missed my goal. You missed my pass.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Excuse me. Okay,
I know.
We should talk a bit about the game, though. Like, what? So here's the question: what Canucks players stood out to you that you were like, "Hey, I thought he was really good," and which ones didn't impress you at all?
I don't know that. I don't know that someone like stood out to me as like, wow, they're an impressive player. One player that I found myself watching a lot was Lankinen, the goalie. It could be because we were directly behind him, so he was easy to watch. I don't know. Honestly, watching him, I just felt like an anxious mom. Honestly, I was just like, this guy, I feel like you're all over the net. You go out of the net and you're like 20 feet outside of the net, and then puck's coming close. Like, he made me very nervous, but then he also had some really awesome saves. And I do think he played well, but he was super sporadic. And it made me anxious to watch him. And I was just like, I feel so bad for his mom. Like his mom just must be like so anxious tonight watching her son play. And
she probably watched that game as the first game as a Canuck.
But I do feel like he has a really good team backing him up. So I did feel like good thing he has some good defensemen there, because I do feel like he struggled, but then he had some awesome plays too. But so that's what he's one of the ones that stood out to me. Yeah. And then another thing that stood out to me is not just a specific player, but I like how small and short a lot of the Canuck players are.
Yes.
Like when you're in the stadium, they actually look small to me.
Yeah. So Hughes is small. Garland and Höglander are small, but they're super skilled. That's the only reason.
Yeah. It's not that they're bad players. They just looked really small out there in a big arena. So.
Well, engaged. Flyers were big, right? And so there were some big Canuck players too. Tyler Myers didn't play very long, so you didn't really get to watch him live for very long. Like you didn't get to notice him because he's so tall. Anyways, what was the thing you said right before that? Lankinen. So I've been really critical of Lankinen. I have not enjoyed him playing. I'm really nervous about him being. I like Shelov's way better. Now Shelov didn't play well in game one. That's why Lankinen played last night. But I felt like that was the best game I've seen him play as a Canuck. So that's been good. But it's funny because it's your first time watching him. And you're like, what's he doing? How come he's playing with it? Like
he goes out to when the puck comes and he goes out to get it, to give it to one of his teammates, but it's like he takes way too long and he can't get control of the puck and he's like trying to hold it. It's like, dude, the other team is coming towards you and they're at your net. Like you need to get rid of that puck or get in front of the net again.
That was really funny watching you with him because you're like, what's he doing?
I know, it was like anxiety inducing.
I was talking about some of the fans and that we need to have better hockey IQ too. There were some fans that were saying some things that I was like, I kind of cringing. Like one guy was yelling at Pettersson to shoot the puck and then he shot the puck and then he was like, that was a terrible shot. And I'm like, you just can't have both. You have to do one or the other. Did you notice anything about the crowd that was kind of surprising or exciting? I mean, there was some really cool moments. The young girl named Danny who had all those physical challenges and they really honored her. That was really cool. But like, was there some fan moments that you kind of liked, or is it?
I felt where we were sitting, the fans were quite vocal.
Yeah.
It was kind of like watching a game with them in our living room. They were kind of like yelling how
like
we
would.
Do, yeah. And I feel like, really, do the Canucks even hear anything that people
they
are
do.
Yelling?
They hear.
I found myself yelling like, shoot or get back in net. Like they can't hear that.
Yeah, they can.
So
yeah, they actually players literally say it's so annoying that people yell shoot. I do it too sometimes. So I'm just saying everyone.
Yeah, because it like looks like it would be so easy for us. It's like, why aren't you passing it to that guy or whatever? Yeah. No, the guys around us I thought were pretty good.
Yeah.
They were fine. I didn't find anyone like super rude. They really wanted Miller out on the ice
that's
all the time. I found that they were like, get Miller out there. So
we love JT Miller. So yeah. Okay, so here's fun fact about Jenny and I. When we go to games, which has not been tons of Canucks games, but you and I have gone to 3 Vancouver Canucks Philadelphia Flyers games.
We have, yes.
Like nobody, we've never even gone to any other game twice, right? Have you seen it to an opposing team twice?
I would not know that. I would not remember that.
We haven't.
But
is the answer.
We've been, the Flyers used to come to Vancouver every New Year's Eve. I don't know if they still do.
Yeah, they did last year, I think.
But we would go. That was just what we would do. You really liked Lindros at the time.
Yep.
And I
still do. Yeah.
He would be in the Canucks Stadium with a Lindros jersey. I'm sorry to say. Yes. You really liked him.
Okay, so just. Are
you going to lose followers?
Yes, probably.
Please, can you go back and edit that?
No. Listen, Lindros is my second favorite player. So Bure is my number 1. Lindros is my second. I've only seen Lindros one time, so I only wore in my Flyers jersey once.
Just the once.
It was the very first time the Legion of Doom when Lindros was on. They kicked our butts that night. They won 8-0. I still remember that.
I remember that.
You remember that?
I remember. Yeah. You know what? I want to say most games I've been to, the Canucks, they've lost. So that I don't know that I've been when they won.
We have not been to a Flyers game where the Flyers have not won.
Yeah. In the years that I went to watch the Canucks, they weren't very good.
Yeah. So Lindros beat us 8-0, or the Flyers beat us 8-0. The second time we went, Simone Gagne scored with 2 seconds left, and they beat us 2-1. And then last night we lost in shootouts.
In overtime, yeah.
So we should stop going to Flyers games.
We should. Seriously.
But it's not a fun fact. Like, how random that we went. Well, I guess
it's not random because you used to really like the Flyers.
I still don't mind them. Yeah, I'm a huge Canucks fan, but yes, yes.
I would say Canucks is your number one team, and
for sure.
But you just really liked Lindros.
Yes. So. Okay. I want to get into our Coke debate, but let's go to some comments. Okay. So, by the way, there's Carl, Ginny. We went to the game 5 together and saw JT Miller score 2 seconds. By the way, my wife and kids were watching that game, Carl, because they knew if they didn't score that the ferry wasn't going to wait for us, and they were hoping. So they were really.
Well, I knew you would be sleeping on a street bench.
Just East Hastings, no big deal. Okay, let's go. So how you doing is saying, hey Jenny, it's Ginny, Ginny, just a heads up, but thank you, or I don't know, hi, I don't know.
I'm doing great.
Everyone's saying the same thing. Congratulations. Forrest Gump, say hello to Jenny. Hey, Callum, you met Callum, right? At the watch party.
Man, I've been called Jenny my whole life, but it is Ginny.
Okay.
My real name is Virginia, and that's right. What Ginny is short for.
And Carl says happy anniversary to us as well. I know what love is. Oh, that's awesome. And and my wife can sing. She's really good. Why don't you just sing for us? Okay. You can sing though. I kind of agree with Trev. Hot dogs are pretty bad.
Disagree strongly.
Okay, bacon. Now your hot dog had bacon on it.
Yeah, it was. I said that it was bacon wrapped.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, it was super.
Oh, by the way, Richard's on.
Johnny Canuck.
Ginny, Richard.
I'll cook you one for you. Oh, are you at Horsefly? I'm so jealous.
Is he watching it while he's at Horsefly? It's like all the families around the fire or something, and he's inside watching us. This is awesome.
I want to be there. Seriously.
Okay. Well, you're with me here. Okay. Hot dogs are good, but I'd rather get a Costco dog before I go to the game.
Good idea.
Yeah, $1.50 plus a drink, right?
And you burp it up for 3 days. three days for the price of for $1.50.
Well, yeah, to support each other. That's all that matters. Okay. Thanks so much, man. Okay, you guys really don't want to know what's actually in a hot dog. I know. That's why I don't want to eat it. That's why. My wife could care less. Have you researched what's in a hot dog?
No, they're too good. I don't want to know. I know it's disgusting.
What position do your kids play? My kids don't play anymore, but my oldest son played defense. I thought he was a really great forward as well. I loved it when he played forward, but he loved playing defense. Mm-hmm. And our youngest son was at the age where he just played everything. Mm-hmm. And sometimes he played forward, sometimes mostly played forward.
Mm-hmm. He quit younger. He
didn't enjoy it as much as
I think when he was in like grade 5 or something.
And our daughter played ringette. And I laugh because if she was on here right now, she was like, I suck. I'm terrible. And she was still learning how to skate, and the other ringette girls were amazing. So she wasn't as good as the other kids, but I liked how much progress I saw her play. So all 3 of our kids played ice hockey in some form. Oakley also played in goal.
Yeah, remember? And Oakley, our oldest, played all the way till he graduated, and he would still play now, but his work schedule makes it a bit difficult. So.
Yeah, he wants to play beer league, but
yeah, he's good.
Yeah, they're in basketball and volleyball, and my daughter and my son actually joined soccer as well. So they're multi-sport athletes. How do you feel about getting photobombed? Oh.
I am a massive photobomber, so photobomb all you want because I love photobombing other people.
It bothers me. I cannot stand it when people do that. I get super annoyed because I wanted a nice picture of us, and then all I could see was that guy behind us doing that.
You can't take a selfie in public without getting photobombed, so you can't. It's just you can't.
If my draw ever wins, it's going to you guys. Is that like a sports bet draw? What does that mean? Do you know what he means by that?
I don't know anything about sports. I'm the worst special guest.
If my draw ever wins, it's going to you guys. I think he's trying to bless us, honey. That's nice. I went to a Canucks Flyers game where the Canucks on. What? How come we did that? Is someone calling us? Oh no, they're not. Okay. And then
jealous.
Right? Richard says he misses us. Well, we miss you too.
I miss you guys too.
Say hi to your
Happy
wife
Thanksgiving.
and your wife and your family. Okay, Mrs. Callum agreed with you, Ginny. Bacon wrapped hot dogs are the bomb and one of God's ways of telling us he loves us.
Yes, listen, one of my pregnancies, I literally made a hot dog at like 11 o'clock at night with potato salad. It was like so good. Oh,
by the way, I told you Dell was going to come in here. Hi, Mrs. Kempner. Your seating arrangement provides a clear view of Grogu. Thank you. See, he always gets mad because he's always behind me. Huh. And they get mad because I put like Jordan back here. He's the GOAT. And then they're like, why isn't Grogu there? I'm like, because he's not the GOAT.
Jordan's way better. Plus, he's a real person. Grogu is fake. I don't know. Star Wars isn't real. Do your followers know that Star Wars is not real?
Yes.
It's fiction, right? They're science fiction.
Of course they do. Okay. They're smart, honey. They're faithful fans.
Joking.
JSH, hi. Hello. Welcome. I think this might be the first time you being here. By the way, Celebrini looks like the real deal, bro. And I have him in my fantasy hockey league, and it's a keeper league. I'm keeping him for his entire career, so I'm pumped. So hope your San Jose Sharks keep getting better. But good to have you in the channel. Hit the like and subscribe if you don't mind. I'd appreciate that. I'd love doing Canucks content that's passionate, realistic, and honest. And I also like talking about the rest of the league. Okay, so Marcus. By the way, Marcus lives in Nanaimo. I need to. We're trying to plan to get together and connect in real life. He also has an Eric Lindros jersey, honey, signed with him. What? And a Freddie Brathwaite jersey. Oh, that from the Oshawa Generals. That's cool. I'd love to see that. The spin on the Canucks wheel. Oh. Okay, so that's what he's talking about, the draw. If my draw ever wins. Oh, that's cool. Anyways, whatever. Who's winning the game? I don't know. We didn't watch the game was last night, so I don't know who's winning tonight. Actually, that's a good. Right now, it looks like Calgary's beating Philadelphia 2-1. Calgary's on the power play, and San Jose, it's tied 0-0 against Anaheim. I think that's the game you're wanting to do. Chicago's smoking Edmonton, which is awesome, right, Richard? Okay, so and then Callum likes Grogu as well. The force is real, Jenny. Grogu has it. Celebrini's your favorite player. That's awesome. And you like the Canucks too. Well, I'm just going to tell you, I'm a huge Bedard fan and Celebrini fan. So I'm going to be doing that. And then from Canucks Clay's stream. He's doing a draw for tickets.
Oh,
that's what he's doing. That would be nice. By the way, I'm on Clay's stream in literally 11 minutes. So I'm really excited. So we're going to shut this down in a moment. I have the Sharks. It was 0-0. I thought the Canucks were playing tonight. Canucks aren't playing tonight. Utah won again. They beat the Rangers, I believe. You know what? I just picked up Ingram off of waivers in my hockey pool. So I'm really pumped that they're doing so well. So we'll see. I don't even know if I started them because I didn't think they were going to beat the Rangers. But so, yeah. So, all right. Okay, cool. All right. If you auctioned your Grogu off right now, my starting bid starts at $1,000. Deal. Going once, going twice, sold. Callum, I'll send this to you. I will mail it to you for $1,000. I'm just telling you that right now, right, Jenny?
Yeah.
Then you're gonna go buy a hot dog.
Okay, one thing I still want to talk about. One more thing about the game.
Oh yeah, go right now.
We haven't talked about the shootouts yet.
Go for it. Well, which didn't impress you? What impressed you?
It didn't impress me. It was like watching the Ice Capades, honestly. At first, did JT Miller shoot off
yes,
first?
He was awful. I talked about that.
I actually thought that he was joking. I didn't look at you and say like, oh, is this a joke or something? Is it like, it was like he was a ballerina in slow motion. I didn't know that they go so slow to shoot the puck. And I was like, you could get lessons from Disney on Ice. Honestly, it was really, really weird to watch.
I love that.
They were super, super slow. And then I found like Philadelphia was like driving the net every time. Yes. They were like hungry to win. and the Canucks weren't. So that was.
But the DeBrusque goal in shootout you thought was awesome because he came in fast.
That's right. And I actually said before he shot, I was like, it's going in. I knew it because he was actually trying. It felt like
yes.
the other people were not trying.
Yes.
And that was super disappointing for me because I've actually never seen a live shootout. So I was like, I don't know, put skates on me. I could go just as fast as Miller did and like do a few twirls in front. I could actually make it look more interesting because I could do some twirls and whatever and then try to get it in. Like,
when your sisters watch this, they're going to be dying laughing.
Honestly, like I don't know if they realize they're shooting to win or lose a game.
Oh, Jenny, Maria. Hey!
Hi, Maria.
Hope you're doing.
Oh, I think she messaged me actually. Oakley.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did want to say that shootout for me was super disappointing. I was actually excited when it first was going to go into shootout because I don't think I've ever seen a live one. And I was disappointed at just how nonchalant it was. And just like there was it's like the Canucks aren't hungry, you know?
Yeah.
Like I work for a financial advisor.
My son is taking a picture of us right now. Okay.
Listen, I work for a financial advisor and she always talks about how you make money when you're hungry. And I feel like Philadelphia was hungry. The Canucks were not. And I feel like, as rude as this might sound, they kind of deserved the win. They were trying harder.
That wasn't rude. That's just a fact. I do realistic takes.
Especially in the shootout. It was like the Canucks were tired. They didn't care. And they just wanted the game to be done. So they just skipped and jumped in front of the net and casually shot. Except for the one guy that shot on the net.
Jake DeBrusque. Yeah.
He was awesome.
Okay.
And he worked hard and he was fast. So.
Okay. So Marcus says they go in slow to try to freeze the goalie, which did not work.
Definitely did not work and is super boring to watch.
Right. And then Maria's dying laughing right now. And then Dell just said that I've been replaced. You're doing so good. This is why I wanted to bring her on, my wife on, because she's fun. So, okay. So JSH says, do you think Utah can win all 82 games? No, absolutely not. I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs this year, but I could be wrong. But he wants a Utah Hockey Club jersey, and I either want a Utah or Vancouver to win or to win the Stanley Cup if San Jose doesn't. Oh, that's cool. Bring her back. She's awesome. I think she's awesome too. She's my favorite human being in the whole world. But she doesn't like coming on things like this. So I've been trying to get her on for like a year and a half. And I'm like, hey, so what do you think? She's like, no. So anyways, went to the game. I said, you have to do it.
I don't know what I'm talking about. That's fine. Let's talk about books.
Okay.
Music. Anyways,
does anyone want to talk about books on here? No.
Listen, you have a date with Canuck Clay, so I need to go.
Yeah, but last thing, we gotta get into the debate. Fountain Coke.
It's not a debate.
Or
it's
canned bottle.
Fountain. That's it.
No, it's the can and bottle.
It's fountain.
Bottled pop is better than. Anyways.
Never will be.
Anyways, I gotta go, everyone. Thanks so much. Thanks, Ginny.
You're welcome.
Love you.
Bye.
Okay. So really stoked that she came on. Imagine if she saw Kuznetsov. Canned and bottled, Jenny. They're saying canned and bottled right now, just so you know. Yeah. She's coming. Oh, I gotta go. Okay, we can't do this. Yeah, I got my outro. It's brand new outro. I can't wait for you guys to see this. I'm going to jump in at Canuck Clay's 24-hour live stream, 9 p.m. We're going live. I'm really, really looking forward to it. But I want to do my outro. Tell me what you think in the comments later in the YouTube or on Facebook. I'd appreciate it. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. So glad my wife can be here and we can do this together. And, of course, always, we cheer on our team no matter what. Go Canucks, go.
Bye.